So I said before that I was going to review the Geymalk, and I definitely am, just not this time, because this guy just arrived. So I'm going to take the Geymalk away and reset the titles, and we'll start again. So, walking the path of heaven, we have SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Kabuto. Now, I wanted to review Kabuto because he was the third Kamen Rider series I got to watch after Faiz and Blade. And I really enjoyed the character, really enjoyed the design, and I missed out on the original Kamen Rider Kabuto Figuarts. So when I saw the Renewal, I thought, right, I have to grab this. Now, being the Renewal version, he does have quite a few of the more recent designs on him that we're seeing in Figuarts. So, for example, he has this this style of hip, which we've seen previously on the Kamen Rider Blade figure. And to be honest, he shares quite a lot of the actual overall build with Blade. The same use of a knee joint there, where the bottom part can move without the actual knee moving. And he has the same style of torso articulation here. Yeah, he has quite a bit of articulation there. And he does have some really quite cool elements to him. So you've got these moving parts, so they actually adjust when you pose him. You can adjust the actual part and push it into the body or take it away from the body. He also, for some reason, has these two chest bits that move. I have not figured out why these move. They don't really get in the way unless you're doing a really tight pose. So if you can bring that up just to bring his arm in quite far, but yeah, I don't quite get that one. He also has this the really nice shoulder joint that's a two-part joint, so it's on a ball joint, and then that's actually hooked onto this little levering arm. So it means that when he moves his arm, you can get a really good continuous line running through his arm. The head sculpt is really neat. It's got the compound eyes we see throughout the Figuarts, and it's really crisp sculpt. I really enjoy that, like the little beetle gimmick that he's got going, where you can actually move the arm, so you can actually do his special moves. Yeah, so he's really good. It's got the standard, relatively standard ankle joint. It does give quite a bit of movement in it, which is really nice to see. Unfortunately, I do have a problem with this figure. There's something really disappointing about it, and it's these hands. Now, he comes with a whole bundle of hands, as you'd expect of a Figuarts figure, but the hands they're now using for this one, they are on a swivel joint and then a peg that runs into the wrist. Now this is quite a bit different from what they've previously been doing. For example, the Blade figure has the more general ball socket connection with a swivel to it, which in itself gives a lot of articulation. A lot of poses can be done with this, and it's really strange to see them suddenly switch to this swivel. Now, what it does mean that they can do, though, is that they can produce these. It's a little plastic hub for all of the... Now, you see, it really doesn't hold these hands on very well. It's not like, for example, the Figma stand, where basically, or the Figma connected. So that just is a really nice solid connection. These hands aren't going to fall out. This bit of plastic, yeah, this bit of plastic does not like holding these hands in at all. Now you just slot them in on the top there, and it seems, oh right, that's nice and fixed, and it does tend to be fixed, but you try and put another hand in there, suddenly this thing's spilling out everywhere. So yeah, it's just a really weird change. It makes no sense. Now you do get a whole load of hands, so you've got a hand for his pistol there, you've got a nice hand for the knife, and it's a good angle, which obviously you could have got with the old form of articulation anyway, so I'm not quite sure why they decided to do that. But yeah, that peg. Now, the one problem I have with this peg is not only does it severely reduce the articulation, because you get, you get a bit of movement, but that's about it. My biggest problem though is this. Ready? Oh, yeah. That's tight. That is very tight, and this pin running through the middle, if I can get that one, yeah, that pin that runs through the middle, that's plastic. This bit's plastic. Yeah, this is going to break. I love Bandai, but this is just the bizarrest of decisions. And this is on their Renewal line as well, so obviously someone's put a lot of thought into this. And it is very disappointing. I mean, what's not disappointing though is this is the good old finger that Kabuto puts up. It's really nice sculpt, really nice, really good figure. Apart from these wrists, yeah, really disappointed. Now they're doing another in the same line, which is going to be Kamen Rider Hibiki. Now, I liked Hibiki. I liked Hibiki quite a bit, but it looks like he's actually going back to the ball socket wrist. I can't see any of those particular joints on him, and to be honest, that's just a good thing. Now, the problem with these wrists is they make it really difficult for me to want to recommend this figure. I like the figure. I love the figure a lot. I need to pick a set of wrists that I'm going to use permanently, otherwise I am just expecting these things to break, and that would be really disappointing, especially if the peg breaks while it's still in there. That's gonna be frustrating. But yeah, I think if you love Kabuto, if you really enjoyed Kabuto, if you really like this design, you should probably get this figure. It's a really neat production from Bandai, apart from those wrists, especially since it comes with a whole load of extras. So you get this little concept book, which is quite nice to see, good old Tamashii Nations, and they give you one of the neatest looking instruction booklets. But yeah, look at those hands. They terrify me. And it all comes wrapped up in a really nice cardboard box as well. Not the classic plastic ones. I don't like showing boxes because I don't like boxes. They take up too much space. But this box is honestly really neat. It's really stylish. And yeah, I'm very impressed with the production values they put in this. Now, if they put these same production values into Hibiki and don't have those stupid wrists, he's going to be probably one of my favourite Figuarts. Well, I say probably one of my favourites. That's my favourite Figuarts so far. Kamen Rider Black RX, which I will probably try and review at some point. but not right now. Instead, I'm just going to end saying, get this guy if you love Kabuto. If you don't like Kabuto, stay away from this guy, because you will hate those wrists and they will worry you to the end of time. Right, so there you go. That's the verdict. A yes-no verdict, not really the best one. So yeah, SH Figuarts, Kamen Rider Kabuto.